Welcome to a new series, our Indie Highlights. In this series, I just want to talk about indie games I find on Steam and hopefully spread word of them and build a bigger community for them. As an indie developer ourselves, we know firsthand how hard it is to make video games and put them out there for the world to see. In today's episode, I want to talk about a game called Otok. I bought this game some time ago at 30% off, so about Tree Fitty. Developed and published by Vuvu Inc., Otok is best described as a cozy building sandbox. While there is a full sandbox mode, the default random mode will select tiles for you to place around the randomly generated map until you fill up the island. With the sandbox mode, you can select from the full range of tiles in the game and place them about however you see fit. Personally, I prefer the random mode as it adds a little bit of a fun challenge to use a predetermined set of tiles to make a little island that looks nice. That being said, the sandbox is still fun too, as it allows you to be creative in any way you see fit. Being creative can be hard work though for some, so having the tiles chosen for you can cut down on some creative decision making. The random mode does select tiles within a given theme however, so if you want to mix and match buildings, sandbox would be for you. Either way, the low poly and minimalistic art makes for a remarkably simple yet engaging island to admire once you finish. Ignore me searching for the last tile as I space out and forget that clicking on the lighthouse highlights available tiles. A relaxing and cozy game is always a change of pace for me, as I usually stick to old school shooters or fast-paced platformers. It's nice to play a game where I don't kill anything. Every once in a while anyway. Of course, cozy games such as this one do well, but games like this and, for example, Unpacking aren't for everyone. I can understand finding it boring and wanting to continue shooting zombies. Sometimes I can be the same way, but when I opened this game to grab a few minutes of footage, I ended up playing it for 30 minutes and found myself continuously saying just one more island, because they're quick to do and it feels rewarding to finish one. Even while writing this, I opened the game to check something quickly and I couldn't help but make another island. The quiet and ambient music coupled with the satisfying popping sound effects make for a great relaxing atmosphere that very much suits the gameplay. The little dust particle effects that explode outward when you place a tile and the little people jumping about on certain tiles really add to this as well. Other little things like them flying kites, rowing in boats, and even just the sea slowly rising and lowering add to the polish. And that is something I specifically wanted to remark on, was the polish. Otok feels like an inspiring passion project to me because of the little things like the lighthouse feature. It is well polished. Well, mostly anyway. While the game isn't particularly in-depth and I wouldn't rack up hundreds of hours, it is certainly a fun 30 minutes or so every once in a while. Over the course of a few weeks, you would certainly get your $5 out of it, so I would still recommend it full price despite not buying it at $5 myself. The game on Steam only has 24 reviews as of writing this, and it most definitely deserves more attention and love. I should also mention that the developer, Vuvu, has a few other games on Steam. Vuvu may have a fascination with shrimp, as 40% of their games on Steam involve them. But nonetheless, Indomitable, which seems to be a longer term project for Vuvu, looks good and I may buy it and review it another time, but for now I can only recommend Otok. I put their socials in the description down below, so please feel free to check the games and the dev out. They post dev progress on YouTube occasionally and post their sales on Twitter fairly often. Overall, I would give Otok a 9 out of 10. It is relaxing and filled with charm, as well as being fairly well polished for a one-person dev team. Only thing I can say is that there could always be more tiles. As a 3D artist myself, pumping out low-poly models can be tedious, but you'll find that it doesn't take too long to make a lot of them. Honestly, this practically acts as a selling point, that the game is so easily expandable. Because there isn't much to it, simply adding more and more content won't change or break the game, it'll just make it more fun. I would even buy a pack of more tiles for $1 or $2 if I'm being honest. If you're an indie game dev watching this and have a game on Steam you would like me to talk about, let us know. You could comment down below or DM us on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next indie highlight.